What's up, you guys? Hope you guys are doing well. You guys must be wondering, why am I wearing a vest if I'm bringing you any fitness related news? But this has got nothing to do with fitness, guys. I was on the approach by someone the other day who told me that they actually need an advice on how to approach the integrated assessments for CTA. And then it got me thinking to say, how about I just make a video for everyone else so that I get to help out larger audience and just helping out one person. So I figured, let me just make a video. So for me, where I am, guys, I'm based in Auckland Park, closer to UJ. So for me, I know that UJ are only writing their integrated assessments for the first time in September. If you're on other universities, you might have already attempted or have written an integrated assessment. I know universities operate differently, although I think majority of the universities actually write integrated assessments later on in the year. So in case you have already touched on, you have done an integrated assessment before, you might just take the pointers. Maybe this might help you as well, and then you can just comment and let me know what you think of the points which I have. So yeah, guys, so for me, guys, I'm not gonna go through the sort of the things that has to do with the nitty-gritty, guys, of how to make it through on the integrated assessment. So I think you've got your lecturers, you've got your friends, you've got your peers, and at this point in time you probably have found your feet by now to say, what am I doing wrong? What are the exam technique? Where should I improve? So for me, I'm only going to focus on the things that are more of mentally focused. So I'm just going to focus on the intangibles, the things that you can't see, but then if you really apply them, they actually helped you a lot. So point number one for me, guys, I think it's reflection. Reflection is very important going on to the integrated assessment. So you forget about what happened in the past, you just go back and learn from the past, learn from your previous assessment and see where you've went wrong, and how you can improve that. You can consult with your lecturers, discuss with your peers, just to sort of see, and you sort of become honest with yourself. Like, be honest with yourself to say, here are my issues and how do I address that. So I think going on to the integrated assessment, that will set up a good base for you to say, hey, listen, these are areas where I'm couldn't, these are areas where I'm bad at, and then I've reflected it and then I've improved on it. And make sure that you know both your strengths and your weaknesses, so that you know which are the things that you're going to capitalize on. Second thing, guys, for me, which I think is very important, is for you to make sure that you see how an integrated assessment look like. Because I know if you're going to attempt an integrated assessment for the first time and you're hearing your lectures and be like, okay, it's going to be, we're going to test auditing and accounting in the same paper, that can sort of create anxiety, right? Because you've never seen anything being tested like that before. So for me, I think one thing that I would say it's very important for you to do, and I never did this when I did my first attempt to CTA, so that I think it sort of added a lot of pressure, because you're constantly chasing time, right? You're constantly studying, so you always behind. So I'm saying, take some time off to look into the prior year papers. That's point number two. Look into the prior year papers. You don't have to do that paper in detail, because chances are you will only be ready for the assessment on the day. Even on the day of the assessment, you're probably not ready, but then you probably someone sitting somewhat over 80%, somewhere there. So I'd say, have a look at the prior year's assessment. Take one paper from prior year. Just have a broad view. Don't attempt it. Just have a look at it and see how they test this thing, and look at the memorandum and sort of just that one question. Don't see the integrated assessment for the first time. That's my point on that paper, because it can sort of create unnecessary anxiety. For me, I thought when they say integration, I'm going to be presented with one question and I'm supposed to identify what is tax, what is auditing, for example, in that specific scenario. Most likely than not, you're given two sets of information, right? You're given two sets of information, and it's quite clear that this is auditing, this is tax, or whatever subject that is. So make sure that you see the integrated assessment before you go into the assessment. Take that 1 hour, go through the assessment, see, so that it sort of relaxes you, right? It keeps you on that calm mode. And then the third point, guys, I think this is also very important. I think you should shut down the noise. Shut down the noise. What do I mean by this? I mean that at CTA level, there's a lot of people talking about different things, different strategies. This is how I study. This is how I do things. And it always seems like people are right, you know. So what I would say is that for this upcoming assessment, you need to shut down all the noise. If your friend is telling you this is how I study and I think this is effective, fine. I mean, that's your friend. Focus, you do you right now. Find something that works for you and stick to it. Don't listen to everyone that sort of talk their strategy and sort of gonna give you this is how they're gonna. Yes, do have that one person that you can listen to, or it can be one or two people that you can say, hey, I can learn a thing or two from what they are doing. Maybe I should do that differently. But then at this point in time, you need not to be changing a lot of things, right? Because you have come this far, you know, not because of implementing other people's strategies, right? You've been implementing your game plan. Now is the time for you to refine your own game, guys. Focus on you, shut down the noise. If you're one of those people that sort of discuss marks, for me, I would say don't discuss marks at this point in time. There's some people that are going to come and discuss to you, say, I've got these percentages in June, this is how far I've come, you know, I've passed this, I've passed. Meanwhile, you have not passed anything, right? So that can add pressure on your prep, and it can also result in you easily adopting other people's strategies, which might not necessarily work for you. So focus on doing you, something that's only going to work for you, guys. So make sure you shut down the noise and you focus on your And the fourth point, guys, that I have for you is, I don't know how you've been studying all along, but then you have a friend or two that you sort of keep you on the loop on things to look out for. So at CTA, guys, I think it's a journey that you have to go with your peers, right? While you don't want a lot of people, obviously, around you, because they're going to confuse you in terms of your strategies and what you're trying to do. But then you need to make sure that you have at least one or two people around you. So those are the people that are going to sort of, it can be your study buddy, right? They're going to help you in terms of, hey, have you identified it? Hey, have you read through this question? This is a good question to look out for. Or do you remember the lecture said 1, 2, 3? So have that one or two people that you know that they're around you. And obviously, even with those people, you can sort of have discussions with them to say, this is how you should approach things, and this is how I approach things. But you want to make sure that you minimize your discussion. You discuss, but then you also avoid wasting time debating and all of those things and trying to prove who's right, who's wrong. So focus on you and just get that one person whom you help each other. So this is a person that you know that they've got your back, you've got their back, guys. And final point, is it the fifth or the fourth point? But the final point, guys, is remain calm. I know this is underrated, but then it's just a general statement, right? But then it's very important, guys, to remain calm. Remain calm and ask yourself what could go wrong. Worst case scenario could fail, okay? But then I'm gonna give 100%, right? So just relax, remain calm. And I know it's crazy to say relax while you are under such pressure, guys, but then it's very important for you to remain calm and shut down everything that's happening outside, guys, and just focus on the next assessment. It sort of relieve pressure off your shoulders. Remain calm, focus on what you're doing, guys, and just push every single day and give you 100%. And then if it doesn't go well, remember you still have got a chance. October is coming. and we're definitely going to make sure that you smash that. And leave your comments, guys, and let me know if this is helpful. And yeah, hope you guys, wishing you well. I know you guys are going to smash this.